KIU TV, exploring the heights.
Hello, this is KIU Weekly, bringing you the latest news and developments in Kampala International University and beyond. I am David Mwereza and
Shiba Ankunda. Thank you for joining us today. Here are the top stories making headlines this week. Modular examinations for second and third year students have been completed. The KIU TV News Bulletin returns to the screens after a 6-year break. More than 20 newly elected GID MPs and ministers inducted in office. As institutions embrace computer-based education and training, how prepared are they for digital shift? And KIU steps up campus renovations and infrastructure development.
Those are the stories we have lined up for you today, and now let's get into the details.
We begin with modular course assessment tests, which have been completed by third year and second year students pursuing various programs at Kampala International University. These tests, conducted at the beginning of last week, are part of the university's continuous assessment system designed to evaluate students' academic progress throughout the semester.
The KIU TV Weekly News Bulletin is back on screens after nearly 6 years of air. The bulletin is set to air every Friday evening from the area outside the GID offices, providing the KIU community with timely updates on campus events and activities, including developments. University leaders have expressed confidence that the platform will become a reliable source of information for students and staff, while also providing journalism students with an opportunity to gain practical newsroom and broadcasting experiences.
KIU TV is not something new, especially for those that have been around Uganda's best private university for at least the last 10 years. Between 2016 and 2020, KIU TV was the main source of information at campus.
KIU TV, the source of information.
With the outbreak of the deadly COVID-19 pandemic, the project was brought to a halt. Ambrose Chibuka, a member of the University Council who was at the forefront of the initial project, say the return of the KIU TV demonstrates the university's commitment to promoting innovation, student talent, and effective communication across the institution.
How much you know, but the world is looking more for what you can do with what you know. Therefore, are you in position to translate knowledge and skills into action that delivers results to create value for people? This is what employers are looking for.
Tashon Chumuli, the public relations officer of the university, says the bulletin will enhance the university's visibility.
The students have studied, and it's been a while that they've gone through all the exercise and being told what to do, especially before they get into the field. For me, it's exciting to see that even before the students get out, they are coming out to make sure their broadcasters already, they are getting into the field already. So my expectation is to see a reflection of what they have studied in class and what actually is happening in the real world. So it's, for me, it's going to be exciting. I've been looking forward to this for quite so many days. So the management and administration has taken the initial step of supporting the students.
Madam Shakira Joyce, the Dean of Students, Kampala International University, believes the platform will give students a stronger voice by highlighting their concerns, achievements, and participation in the university life.
A remarkable milestone that the journalism and Shiba have taken it up. And therefore, KIU, I'm requesting that we support this platform, and let's all watch.
Dr. Jacob Ashibi, Vice Chancellor for Academic Affairs, believes the bulletin bridges the gap between classroom learning and real-world journalism.
Now, it is indeed gratifying that this initiative is coming to life. I expect the KIU Friday News Bulletin to become the university's premier platform for timely, accurate, and engaging communication. It should consistently highlight our academic achievements and research innovations, students' activities, community engagement, and institutional milestones.
The campus administrator says the news bulletin will strengthen communication within the university by highlighting important activities, achievements, and announcements affecting students.
This one is very important because we have journalism students who are, of course, in this field, and we expect that the students should not only study theory, but at the end of the day, they should learn all the practicals. And therefore, it is very important to equip these students with the knowledge and skills, and even these students will build the confidence that even when they go out there on the TV stations, on radio stations, they will be able to display what they have been doing at the university.
Dr. Stefan Guinera, the Deputy College Principal, has encouraged student journalists to uphold professionalism, accuracy, and ethical reporting, noting that credibility will determine the bulletin's long-term success.
I expect continuity. I don't expect you, once you started, I don't want you to stop. I want you to bring your editions every Friday, at least new stuff. Bring in news and then incorporate your colleagues as well in the team. Yeah.
The journalism lecturers have also pledged continued mentorship.
I'm Professor Margaret Juko, a professor of journalism media, journalism, communication and media studies. We thank the first group of students that have come up with this idea and that are willing, have given up whatever they are doing to contribute to this. And we are here to help.
From the Vice-Chancellor to student leaders, one message stands out: the KIU TV Friday News Bulletin is said to become a trusted source of campus, national and global news while providing a practical experience for aspiring journalists. Shiba Ankunda, KIU TV News. I think this is the best idea.
Very beautiful.
Yeah, more than 20 newly elected guild members of parliament and ministers at Kampala International University have officially begun their leadership journey under the 22nd government. The leaders were inducted into office during a ceremony organized by the university administration, and the induction marks the beginning of their term in office as they take on responsibility for representing the interests of students and contributing to the governance of the university community.
Thursday, 16th July 2026 will go down in Kampala International University's history, at least for the current guild leadership. It is on this day that they finally receive tools of power. 3 months after being elected into office, they swore to uphold the Constitution and faithfully serve the students. The Vice-Chancellor, Professor Mohammed Ngoma, was the guest of honor. In his address, Professor Ngoma challenged officials to embrace professionalism, discipline, and the protection of the values of Kampala International University.
We have the Quality Assurance Committee. The committee you would be interested in is the Appeals Committee. So whenever a student appears before the Disciplinary Committee or Irregularities Committee and the verdict is given and they are not satisfied with the verdict, they can appeal. They can appeal to that Council Appeals Committee to reconsider. But it does not mean that when you appeal, it has to be reconsidered. You must have clear grounds of appeal. So all those are committees of the Council. Okay, so don't sit back if you know you have grounds for appeal, and this is information you need to send out to your electorate.
Rose Chibuka, a member of the University Board of Trustees, represented the chairperson of the board.
Ensure participatory training. I would spend a whole day talking about this, especially the giraffe, the whole day.
He urged student leaders to embrace time management, value addition, and continuous pursuit of knowledge.
And I want you to observe, whether physically or on TV or on the internet, study the giraffe. How does it live? How does it feed? How does it relate with the rest of the animals? How does it live in relation to them? Where does it find its food? Does it feed from, like goats? Tall trees. That's where it gets its food. Tall trees.
Past guild leaders, including the immediate past guild president, Major Aineplani, shared their experiences.
And of recent, I was nominated as an ambassador in the Youth Growth Summit of 2026. I still hold different positions, and I am yet to hand over the national spokesperson and legal advisor for all the student leaders in Uganda.
As the leaders begin their new journey, the expectations about this leadership are very clear: to unite, inspire, and champion the interests of those they represent. Edward Waswa Charles, KIU TV News.
And computer-based education and training, commonly known as CBET, has become an increasingly important part of learning institutions of higher education. As universities and other institutions embrace technology-driven education, questions remain about how prepared they are to implement and sustain digital learning systems. From access to computer and reliable internet connectivity to digital literacy among students and lecturers, our reporters look at the opportunities and challenges surrounding the adoption of CBET.
Competence-based education officially kicked off in Uganda in 2021, though the framework was developed in 2001.
According to the new curriculum, it is emphasizing on competency-based aspects, and that is the sole goal of EIY.
This was introduced as part of the business, technical and vocational education and training reforms. The curriculum was introduced to higher institutions and universities in 2025 and is expected to be fully implemented by the year 2027 and 2028. One of the members of Kampala International University Council, Ambrose Chibuka, says they are set to execute competence-based education and training.
Kampala International University, because of understanding the centrality, the importance of competence-based education and training, decided to set up a fully-fledged unit, that is the CBET implementation unit. This is where you find the experts, the technical people who understand this concept, they have worked with it, and now they are the ones who are providing technical support to the staff of the university.
Ephraim Pius, one of the student leaders, is optimistic that the new curriculum will be a game changer.
For me, competence-based education training, as you hear the names or the frames from which it is made, competence-based and training, to me, it is something I welcome. Why? Competence-based training helps a student relate quickly theories studied in class with the skills, the practical skills in the field.
Martha Mbawade, a student of industrial chemistry, is confident the curriculum will enhance her productivity.
In regards to my course, you get out knowing how to make yourself Vaseline, how to make liquid soap, how to make laundry soap. So it's definitely helping students to know what they can do, not only in theory, but also in practical.
As universities in Uganda embark on implementing this promising competence-based education and training, Kampala International University has, in a layman's language, taken things personal. And this is witnessed on how students doing different courses are getting involved. Precious Ivory, KIU TV News.
while Kampala International University continues to enhance its campus environment through ongoing renovation and infrastructure improvements projects. The projects are aimed at providing students, staff, and visitors with modern, safe, and comfortable facilities. The renovations are part of broader efforts to improve the university's learning environment and campus experience.
Renovation works currently underway at Kampala International University are aimed at improving the institution's infrastructure. These latest renovations started with the main gate, which is currently in the final stages. Other facilities being renovated include the main blocks, electrical installations, especially in the library and science labs, plumbing inclusive. The current renovations reached absolute intensity in this last 1 week, making some parts of campus almost inaccessible with dust and noise filling the air. Several students are optimistic. The renovation will make KIU main campus even more beautiful, and to some, the exercise has come with significant challenges.
So we are surprised with this kind of renovation. Every place is full of dust.
Like for example, that new building, when the lecturer is speaking, there is that competition of sound. So it's very hard.
Responding to the concerns, the university's director estates, David Livingston Ojok, said the renovation program had initially been planned for the holiday period, but the time was not enough for them to complete major infrastructure upgrades.
We had planned to do them at the end of last semester, but due to the delays of supplies of materials and so on, we couldn't do it in time. But all in all, the work is moving at a very high speed, and I believe within 2 to 3 weeks we shall have gotten done with the terrazzo work. Then the rest of the first bricks and so on will also come in.
These works are extensive, include terrazzo flooring across all 6 floors of the new building, renovation of computer laboratories, sections of the administration block, and the science laboratories.
We're also going to put terrazzo in other parts of the university. We shall come to the new building, but that will come towards the end of this semester, so that when we report back next semester, I mean now early January, we shall find that one already done. Alongside that, we are also doing electrical works. As you are aware, 6th floor of the library had no electricity, but right now we are wiring. The work is almost done. We are also wiring, we are also extending electricity. When you go to our classrooms, the way they were designed, you find the board is here and the provision of socket is at the extreme end of the building. So when the lecturer wants to use the laptop or the projector, it's always a challenge to us. But what we are doing now, we want to connect the provision for the sockets up to where the board is, so that our lecturers are able to use the laptops and projectors at the right time when they are conducting those lectures.
From cracked walls to innovated ones, the Kampala International University image is changing. These renovations aren't just about buildings. They are about giving students a better space, place, and comfortability to learn and grow. David Muereza, KIU TV News. And finally, as journalism students launch their new KIU Weekly News Bulletin project, KIU TV's Precious Ayabal had an exclusive interview with the Vice Chancellor of Kampala International University.
In the interview, Professor Muhammad Ngoma shared his views on the return of the Weekly News Bulletin, the role of practical journalism, training, and the importance of giving students opportunities and to apply classroom knowledge in the real newsroom environment. Let's take a look.
I would like to congratulate our students of journalism, together with the entire department and college, for this initiative. It is something that we've been waiting for a long time. My expectation is that this platform will be a strategic tool. This bulletin is going to be a strategic tool for a platform that will keep the KIU community updated with the events, the various events that will be happening in the university, and also keep the KIU community informed about the developments around the university. And this, to me, will go a long way in shaping our institutional identity as KIU, and also maintain and improve our ranking in the global space when it comes to higher education. So I am very optimistic, and I hope that the students and the entire community will take this initiative very seriously. We should be in position to record all our achievements, opportunities, and developments in the university on a weekly basis. And I hope that it will spread all over the other social media platforms so that the entire students community, staff, management, and other stakeholders of KIU can watch this bulletin. As a university, this initiative, first of all, is important because of one of the reasons I've just talked about. This is a platform that is going to shape the identity and corporate image and reputation of KIU. So many things are normally written about institutions, and sometimes these things are not correct. Now, it is now up to the institution to write the correct story or to write the correct script about what is happening. So for me, this is an opportunity for us to write the correct script about KIU, so it will go a long way in building our image, our identity, reputation. But besides that, this weekly bulletin will give weekly university updates to all the KIU community, updates about the main campus, updates about the Western campus, and even updates that are happening in our KIU Tanzania branch. And with this platform, or with this bulletin, we should be in position to also celebrate our academic achievements and excellence. For example, the recent rankings placed KIU among the top 50 universities in Africa. That does not come easily. But if we don't have this kind of bulletin to talk about it, nobody will know that we have such a favorable ranking. And we were also ranked the second best university in Uganda and the best private university in East Africa. So this bulletin will help us publish this kind of information that gives the public confidence about KIU. And with this bulletin, we should also be able to talk about the publications that we are writing in KIU. We can talk about the grants that we are winning in KIU and what these grants have done to shape or reshape society. We shall also use the same bulletin to talk about our innovations that are happening at KIU. And this bulletin will also be an avenue for students to showcase what they are doing and the achievements that they've attained. We have a number of students who have garnered awards in academics, in sports, and many other areas. So this will be an avenue where we can showcase the achievements of the students, but also the achievements of the staff. For example, we have staff who have been recognized for various achievements. We have staff who are always promoted to different ranks up to the rank of full professor. So all these new appointments could feature in this bulletin. And I also expect that this bulletin will promote research and innovation in the university by talking about the different research and innovations, as I said earlier on, but it will also go a long way in documenting and publicizing the internationalization efforts of KIU. For example, we have collaborations with so many international institutions. We have got international students from over 30 countries. We have staff from over 40 countries. All this can be a point of discussion in the bulletin. I also foresee this bulletin, for example, moving forward, hosting programs in the different languages where we have our students, where we get our students and staff. For example, we can have a program for the Nigerian community. We can have a program for the Somali community. We can have a program for the Sudanese community, for the Indian community, for the Cuban community, because we have all these kinds of all these nationalities in KIU. So this bulletin will drive the internationalization efforts of the university. Now, this being a news bulletin that is being run by our own students, For me, it will be one way of promoting the competence-based education and training, because the students now who could be looking for placements outside can be placed in this bulletin as part of their learning journey. And then the real practical aspects will be demonstrated by the students as they run this weekly bulletin. The institution is ready to support the bulletin. We've already committed ourselves to provide space for the team that is going to run this bulletin, and I'm sure that space is now available. We shall provide some assistance wherever we can, wherever possible, in terms of some seed fund, but we shall also provide guidance, because we know that through this bulletin, the university can also do stakeholder engagement. So this bulletin is not only going to help the students alone, it will also help the university. I will be very happy to watch this bulletin every Friday. Yeah, and I will encourage all my staff, I will encourage all my colleagues to watch this bulletin. Yeah, to the KIU community, I should say you are welcome, most welcome to the first news bulletin. And this is just the beginning. Please tune on every Friday to watch the bulletin. There is a lot that we expect to feature on this bulletin, so please do not miss out. Let us support the bulletin. Let us support the students. Let us support all the endeavors and also write stories that can feature in the bulletin.
And that brings us to the end of this News KIU Weekly program.
Thank you for joining us, and we hope you have enjoyed the stories from Kampala International University.
I am David Mwereza.
I'm Shiba Ankunda. Have a great week.
See you next week.
KIU TV, exploring the heights.